Hello and welcome to Partwork Podcast. Our guest tonight is Will's Workshop. How are you doing, Will?
All good, thank you very much.
And obviously Mark's in the background. He's down below there. Hi, Mark.
Hello.
So before we get going, how's everyone doing? How's everything going?
24 hours later after last night, not too bad.
Yeah, 24 hours for us. But yeah, how's things going, Will?
Yeah, all good. Not bad at all. Just had the latest Batman turn up, so I'll be doing that at some point this week.
Oh, right, yeah, that one.
Yep.
107.
Yep, I haven't even opened it, to be fair. It's sat on the workbench. So literally just 10 minutes before the stream.
I took the magazines out, and yeah, it's down here. I've got to do it at some point. It's all the front end work for the 66. So, thank you for being our guest tonight, Will.
No worries.
So, yeah, my first question would be, how did you get into Partworks? How did it all come about?
Over the years, I've done various Partworks. I can't remember at what point. I'm sure I did some as a kid, but the first one that I really remember doing is Real Robots. You built basically a little bug sort of thing that was
right.
What you do with a Raspberry Pi nowadays, that a go follow line and all sorts of things. That was actually an Eagle Moss Partwork back in 2001. Oh, right. And when I saw that it was 2001, like, nah, it got a bit earlier than that. And then I realised I was only 15 or 16 in 2001. So
yeah. Is that what started? That's what started it all off then?
Ish. I mean, there was a bit sporadic for Partworks beyond that point, because then maybe 3 or 4 years may have passed at that point, and then I did the Nitro Racer from D'Agostini, where you built a Nitro car. You can't actually see it, but it is actually sat on the shelf behind the train there. You can just about see the roof of the Subaru. So that's actually still kicking around. The sidebot is well gone, long lost. And then I did another Eagle Moss build, the DB5.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And then we built that. And then I think the one that really kicked off continuous Partworks, I see a lot of people saying this, the DeLorean. So I actually picked it up. I picked up the DeLorean in lockdown.
Right.
I actually built this place first during lockdown. And then I was late to getting the DeLorean. I was like, right, so I'm gonna go get it now. But I've seen it enough. So I'm just gonna get it. And then that put me in the bracket of the Eagle Moss collapse and like, what are we doing now?
Right. Yeah, yeah, that was it was a bit of a rough time when Eagle Moss collapsed, because I think we all thought it was going to be one of those sort of companies that was around forever. So what got you into YouTube then? What transitioned through you, or did you automatically say, I want to do this on YouTube and that?
Well, the DeLorean sort of introduced me to Wayne. Previously, I'd always taken pictures of my builds and things like that. Not posted them anywhere, just for my own purpose, or I put them on my Facebook page, something like that. And yeah, watching Wayne for a bit, when the Knight Rider car came around, I was like, I'm going to try recording it. So although I put a bit of the DeLorean on there because it was half built at the time, I decided, right, well, I've got a new Partwork, give it a go. And it's just gone from there.
It's just gone strength for strength from there. So are you mainly cars? Are you mainly into the car builds or anything else?
Primarily cars. I do have the Megazord at the minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, my main interest is cars. I like Iron Man, but I never really fancied doing a statue. So
Yeah.
I've avoided the RoboCop and Iron Man, but and the Iron Spider. So.
RoboCop's a very good build, I've got to say. So what is the best? I would say what's your most favourite build so far? Like, what's the one that you liked so far?
The DeLorean has a bit of a special point because it was probably the first one that I sort of started really getting into serious Partworks. But the DB5, the Modz DB5, that was a really nice build as a first build for serious Partwork. I'm probably one of the favourites is going to be Kit, really.
Yeah.
So.
Did you get all the mods for that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's your like pristine, proper, nice.
As it happens at the minute, Mr. Lane is holding on to that at the moment, so I don't even have Kit at the moment.
Oh right, okay. Is he making some more mods for it?
What he's doing, I think he's got a new version firmware update, and he wants to do some filming of it. But his car is in tons of bits.
Right.
He messaged me. It's like, I want to do a video for this new firmware. Mine's in bits. Oh, I know someone close by that's got a fully complete one.
Yeah, I'll just take his.
So I was like, can I borrow your Knight Rider car? Like, yeah, sure.
Fair enough.
And you've seen some of the promo photos of his cases at the minute.
Yeah,
that Knight Rider car is mine.
Oh right, okay. So it's got some fame behind it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, so I'm just trying to look at the cars you got there. I remember the DB5 from Modz. That was only like 90 issues, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't very many. I want
to say
less
than 100. I know 80. That. Oh, yeah, was it 80? It might have. Yeah, it might have been 80. It does. That's like you really need to look at that sort of thing because you remember. Well, obviously now most car builds are 120 issues plus. You know, back then, you know, you're talking less than 100 to build a car. I mean, you recently done a strip down of it. Is it different that build to any other car build you've done in terms of parts and everything else?
It's a lot more basic.
Right.
So if you take that one apart now and compare it to what you get now, the engine in that one is probably about 10 bits.
Right.
I've just built the engine for the No Time to Die one, and I've put probably about 20 bits together, and it's not even finished yet.
Right. So it's a lot more basic back then.
Yeah, you can see where they've cut corners. So the interior was completely black plastic, no frills or anything like that. So I repainted the whole lot, so it looks a lot better now on the inside. But they really put the money into the bodywork, although they messed around with the paint because the paint was rubbish. Every panel was a different color. But yeah, they put the money into the bodywork and obviously the scale. So, this is a massive car. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it was 80 issues, and I think, good thing you're sitting down for this. I think they're £5.99 an issue. Yeah.
Well, I remember doing the Millennium Falcon, and I think they were only £8.99 an issue. I mean, now we're talking £13-14 an issue now, so you can see how much it's gone up over the years. Is there any other things you build apart from Partworks? Is there any? I know you're into your RC cars and stuff, but is there anything other than that sort of? You know, I know you've done the some of the model kits as well. You've done the kit one, Lego Optimus Prime. Yeah, I was looking at that because it was in Smith's the other the other week I was in Smith's and it was reduced, and I was quite tempted to get it. So
Yeah, I do the odd Lego bits. I've recently done the DB5, James Bond DB5 Lego. I've done the Lego Orca. I've done the Lego DeLorean. I've now done the Orient Express, which is up on the shelf up there.
Yeah.
But I do plastic kits, so you might not be able to see because it's washed out with. But there is a F-15 up there, 1/48 scale.
nice.
But
But you do like it's like a variation of stuff.
yeah, I'm just in my stash. I can think I've got a BAE Hawk, so another aircraft. I've got a Thunderbirds 2 diorama kit. I've got a Gundam kit. So, yeah, takes a fancy sort of like, oh, that looks good to do, and I'll just pick it up and add it to the stash sort of thing.
Yeah, we've all got a stash somewhere. I've got loads of Warhammer stuff that needs to be painted. So what sort of genres do you like? Do you just like everything, or I mean, you mentioned you like 007 and Transformers there, but do you like any other stuff, or is it mainly that sort of stuff you like? Or I mean, do you like Star Trek, Star Wars, all that sort of stuff?
I used to watch a little bit of Star Trek. I've never really got into Star Wars.
Yeah.
I've always liked Voyager, Next Generation, that sort of thing. That's what I grew up with.
Yeah.
That was on the TV. I've watched the original Star Trek. So Star Trek's probably my go-to for that sort of thing. But I like sci-fi movies, action movies. So anything sort of like that, really.
Yeah. In terms of collecting, what do you like collecting? Is it like 007 stuff, or is it just a genre of?
Just a jumble, and just look at the shelf behind me, and
you sort of just like go, oh, like it's a bit like me. Sometimes I just see stuff and I go, oh, I like that, so I'm just going to pick it up. Yeah.
I started getting into the wooden models. So from New Gears, and I've seen a few Roker builds that I like the look of. But I've done another 007 collection actually, the little tiny cars 007 collection.
What the Eagle Moss collection was that?
Yeah, it was Eagle Moss, I think.
Yeah, they went just like with their Star Trek ships. They went very deep with that collection.
Yeah,
and had cars that were like, I suppose, parked on the side of the road. That sort of style. It was like 2 seconds on the screen, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, they did deep dive quite badly on that one. We noticed as well this year you won a competition for Agora Models.
Yep.
To design a diorama for one of their models to be shown at, I think it's Telford, isn't it?
It is. Yep.
Yep. How is that going along? I know we've been watching your live streams, but how is it coming along?
So it's going all right. At some point, hopefully today, Mike Lane will be dropping off some very large panels. He's kindly etched the large panels for the walls. I've got the build actually on the workbench there because I'm working on it at the minute, and also set up for tomorrow's live stream because I'll do more of that tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I've been doing various 3D prints. So that dolly that is sat on, that's actually metal with some 3D printed parts.
Right.
But I've got some shelving that basically are 3D printed again. I've just asked Chris Hurst down in Cornwall, Fangdoc. I've heard of him on Wayne's channel.
Yeah.
He's going to print a very large, quarter of a wheel. 2 seconds actually. Give you an idea of what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. So, okay.
Effectively, I'm building that tunnel system, or one tunnel, and I've asked Chris to build me this part.
Right.
So it's a little bit big for my little Ender 3. It's about a quarter of that wheel is 300 millimeters.
Right, it's huge.
Yeah. So when Agora say big scale diorama contest, they mean big scale. Obviously, it's 1/8 scale because you've got to build it around
the model.
Whatever model you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it very quick? Your sort of your design, did it come very quickly and you went, I know exactly what I'm doing, or did it sort of okay, now I've entered the competition, now I've got to think, now I've got
what you had to do, you had to tell them what you wanted to do.
Right. Okay.
And obviously they picked out an idea. Obviously, you had to do something about their model.
Yeah.
So basically, you can pick any of their current models and give them an idea of diorama around it. So
Right.
my idea was that's No Time to Die DB5, but I didn't want to do it for No Time to Die. I think actually recently I'd watched Spectre,
Yeah.
and I'd loved the interaction between Q and Bond at that point, where he's basically standing in front of the shell of the DB5, and Q says, "I'm pretty sure I said bring it back in one piece, not bring back one piece." And I just thought that absolutely brilliant. So I'm actually calling the diorama One Piece.
Right. Oh, brilliant. That's cool. That is cool.
Yeah, I had that idea, sent it on to him, and this was probably only 2 days actually before the competition ended. I was like, well, I'll just go for it. Like, what they're going to do? Say no?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think
Exactly.
it closed end of February, but I didn't get an answer back until mid-April.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
obviously, they basically sent me an email saying, they couldn't narrow it down to the top 3, so they've done the top 6. So they must have spent that entire month thinking, like, can we get this down to 3? And in the end, they're like, nope, just can't do it. So
No.
going to do it 6. So they expanded the competition part. And obviously,
You
they've
know-
given me that model.
Yeah,
that
that's
was
right.
all
Yeah, you won the model, didn't you, for you to build and then to showcase? Do you know
Yeah.
anything about anybody else's model? Or is anything?
No.
So it's going to be a big surprise when you all go there with your dioramas and stuff.
I know they're going to plan on doing something with IPMS. What they're going to do, I don't know, because they asked me recently if there was if I had any pictures or updates for the diorama.
Right.
So they're obviously messaging people at the minute, gathering in progress builds, I guess,
Yeah.
or snapshots of things, which are going to obviously combine all together eventually. Basically what I sent them was my original template that I had, because effectively the diorama won't fit on that workbench.
No. So is it going to be modular then? So when you get there, you can build it.
Yeah, that's my idea.
Yeah.
So each of the walls are hopefully going to flat pack. It's going to be on a base, which is going to be a meter by a meter.
Right.
That was the only constraint, basically, that you had a meter by a meter by a meter maximum build. So
yeah, I would imagine that they must have a display case then for it to go in.
It's going into the competition room in Telford.
Right. Okay.
So they must have a table or something set out for it.
Yeah. And it's got to fit on that table. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what other people have done as well, I suppose. When you go down there.
Originally, I thought it was just going to be on Agora's table.
Yeah.
And them completely separate, but no, they're actually doing it part of the competition with the IPMS.
Right. Okay. So have they told? I mean, you entered the competition, but is there going to be a competition there?
Yeah.
Because I know they do one for the showings, don't they? So
yeah. So the competitions are basically in 2 parts. The first part, get your model entry in and see whether you win, and obviously you win a model. So 6 of us have won a model. The second part of the competition is at Scale Model World. It's going to get judged by the IPMS team. It's going to get judged by Agora, and whoever comes out on top will win £1,000.
Oh, nice.
So
that's a good incentive, isn't it? Really? Yeah. Brilliant. So you could win £1,000 then. Yeah.
In fact, 1 in 6 odds.
More models then, would that be?
Yeah.
You'll be coming home with £1,000 worth of models.
Yeah, I could do a lot of damage in Telford with £1,000.
Oh wow! Well, is that on the last day? Did they do that on the last day, or?
It probably would be on the last day. I don't know if the competition runs over 2 days.
Right.
I've never actually put anything in the competition. The first time I went to Telford was last year.
Yeah.
And looking around Scale Model World, I was like, wow.
So yeah,
it took me 2 days to walk around it.
Yeah, I've been to places like that before, and you can't you can't like I've been to like the railway one up in NEC, and it's so big. You miss stuff as well.
Yeah.
It does. You do really need 2 days to look around because it's very easily when you miss things and stuff. So
yeah, I was lucky because I was able to be there with the Plymouth Scale Model Association. So we were already exhibiting stuff, and I managed to get in as an exhibitor. So I got in early access sort of thing, and I could wander around before the crowds came in.
Oh, brilliant! So you got you got like they sort of do a preview night, didn't they? Where you can go in early, and it's like that.
Yeah,
so,
we set up on the Friday night, and then we were in at I think 8 o'clock Saturday morning, and the doors didn't open till 10.
So you got to look round beforehand. Yeah, making mental notes. That's what I want. That's what I want. Excellent. So is there anything that we don't know about you? We've watched you over the years, sort of building Partworks, stuff like that. We know you like your models and that. But is there anything that we don't know about Will that's sort of like, oh, okay, I didn't know that?
Not that I can think of. I'm fairly open, so whenever I chat on, Tuesday night live stream or anything like that, then pretty open. No, I can't really think of anything at the minute. I know not a lot of people know that I actually designed and built this place. Massive workshop. In fact, that started off with a 3D print model. So that is that's a scale model of the workshop in the workshop.
So you actually printed it as a model replica?
Yeah. So I printed it first to see whether it would go together right, and then ordered all the timber for it. So it wasn't one of these flat pack, IKEA jobs. It was just sort of timber cutting. So I suppose from that point of view, I've got a very practical mind. If I see something, I know how it needs to go together. Yeah. So it's not just the case that I can follow an instruction. I can actually come up with things myself. Yeah. So very practical in that sense.
Is there anything that you think Partworks should be doing, or is there anything you've gone, there's not that on the market, but they should be doing that sort of thing?
To be fair, I like some of the diorama stuff, but there's loads of things about doing that. But if I can't find something, I usually make it. So that dolly, for instance. Yeah, you can buy an engine hoist. I've bought an engine hoist, but I can't find the dolly.
They did do the lift, didn't they? They did the lift for the car.
They did that for the Eleanor.
Yeah.
Things like that. I'd love to see them for the DB5. One of the last things they gave you was a car cover. Okay? Right. Now, obviously, it's probably never going to be covered, but it'd be good if they gave you a car cover right at the beginning.
Yes. So we've
obviously you can put them in boxes, but if you've got it on the shelf and you're building it as it goes, sort of thing, it'd be nice to have a nice shaped car cover. Well, that's what
we spoke about that before, haven't we, Mark? And it's one of the reasons why Fanhome never offered the dust cover on Ecto 1. Because originally, when it was part of Eaglemoss, everyone knows that Ecto 1 last issue was going to be a dust cover. Yeah. Well, Fanhome thought, why do you need to cover it? You built it already. But you're right. They should, if they're going to offer a sort of a dust cover, they should give it to you right at the very start. Yeah. So you can keep dust off it and then do as you please. But they took it out. Eaglemoss said, Fanhome said, no, we're not offering that because why would you want to cover it after it's been built? So I had to agree with him with that. So that's why it was never offered. But I totally agree with you. I reckon they should do some sort of dust cover. Ian, I think was it Ian Mark that did the dust covers?
Part upgrades.
Yeah, because they were popular for a long time, and he had lots of he had all the car company makes, didn't he? So he had lots of different ones. So, but they should be offered right at the very start. In terms of diorama, I think Agora are doing moving more into that. I mean, you've got the Apache now, and it comes with so many different accessories, and a lot of the plane. In fact, a lot of the plane Partworks come with ground crew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so accessories for some of these things would be brilliant.
Yes.
Even if they could get, for the Skyline, for instance, 1/8 scale Paul Walker. Yeah.
I don't know. It just factors into cost and that, but yeah, I think they should offer some sort of something like that. You know what I mean? Something you can stand with it.
Yeah, I'd rather anything like that. I'd rather those sort of things rather than another mug, another poster.
Yeah. I mean, they
have room for. They
should offer it, even if it was like a premium subscription. They went, if you do a premium, we'll give you all these bits to make it like diorama-y or whatever.
Yeah, I know obviously they do the display cases and the plimps and things like that. But I'd rather have like a plimp that could sit on, even without the case. Yeah, with nice little branding on the front, something like that. Maybe not as a premium offer. If you add those up, you're paying about 200 quid for some of those things, and sometimes I think the DeLorean was only a base. It didn't even have a case over the top of it. I don't think.
Really? Was it just the base?
Yeah, I don't think I didn't go for the premium one on that in the end.
Yeah, I tend to not go for the premium. I tend to find the bases tend to be oversized.
They're generic.
They're basically generic. So they obviously I do that for cost purposes. I understand that, but what it means is that some bases are bigger than others, like for the model. I mean, Mark, you said that about Optimus Prime, didn't you?
Yeah.
That the premium display case is nice. It's just too big for Optimus Prime.
Where it's nice if you would say you took it to a show, you didn't want anybody to touch it, and you really wanted to show it off, then the premium base is good. But for everyday use, no, it's just too big.
Yeah, and the Megazord base is quite big.
I mean, I've got the base of it here. I mean, that's the base.
Yeah,
it's a lot. It's the biggest base I've had because obviously I've had one with RoboCop and Optimus Prime, the standard ones, and it's huge. It's once again, it's oversized. It doesn't need to be that big.
No, the way they've done it, they're probably going to light it up underneath.
They do all the light features and stuff, but like you said, they're generic, so they have to fit. Like I think the Lynch King one is exactly the same as the Optimus Prime one. The case that they're doing is exactly the same. So they obviously, I think what happens is they get the display thing and they go, right, when we do a partwork, it has to fit in those dimensions. So it has to fit within that sort of thing, especially with the figure builds, because they can be scaled differently than cars.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know about the about the display cases, but they used to do them years ago as well. And the problem you had years ago is you didn't have remotes. So in order to turn the lights all on, you had to take the display case off, put the lights on, then put the display case back as well.
Yep.
And that was one of the reasons why obviously Horlicks designed the Routemaster Bluetooth for that purpose, because I don't know whether it's just thought through or whether they thought, we'll just do a display case. I always say on my channel, there's method in the madness, but sometimes it is just madness.
Yeah, and the if I can find it. So the DB5 up there is running from a Raspberry Pi, so I can control all the things similar to what Horlicks has done. So I don't. Rather than Bluetooth, it's actually got a full web server running there.
Oh, right. Okay.
On and off. So yeah, one of the things I do is just try and get rid of remote controls wherever I can. So I haven't done anything for the Skyline. I'm waiting for Mike to work his magic for that one, which I know is coming at some point.
It's very crackly on the mic there.
All right.
But it's all right. We'll get through it. Don't worry. but no, I think I've always said this as well. I think a lot of these companies should do a Bluetooth app and then just add the builds as they do them.
Yeah.
So you'd go into the Fan Home app, and in the app you could have your account in there, but also you would have every build they've done, and you just select the build that you've got, and then you can operate the lights from there.
Yeah. The only obviously issue with Bluetooth, it does have a reasonable amount of cost, because you've got to change the board significantly to give it that Bluetooth capability.
Right.
So more than likely it'd be based on like an ESP32 or something like that, which isn't an expensive board in itself, but amalgamating that with the programming and actually get it to turn things on and off. Because it's not just like these RF remote controls, which if I took that RF remote control to someone else who's got a Skyline, I'd be able to control theirs as well, because they're not paired.
No, well, I was talking about that with Mark, and I've got my Megazord. I don't know if it's here actually. My Megazord remote operates. I've got these like mood lighting stuff here. It actually operates those lights.
Yeah.
So it's operating obviously the Megazord and the lights in the room here as well. So it's obviously on the same.
Yeah, that's IR. So that's obviously the same IR frequency.
Yeah. So it's obviously on the same frequency, because it's able to operate the lights in the room here as well as the Megazord. It's the only one.
Could you imagine Fan Home having an app for that? It'd be either out of stock or delays.
It'd give you a 404 not found.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about updating it, but I always thought that they should include something like that as an option. Now, give you the remote, but also be like, oh, by the way, maybe it's something that you could plug in and make it Bluetooth if you wanted, sort of thing.
Yeah, and one thing I'd like is, at the very least, that the lights turned on when it had power. Obviously, not very good with it's on batteries, but when you've got a mains power to it, if it was on, if the lights were on by default, that way you could control it by turning it on and off. And it had a main switch on it. Yeah, you could literally turn the switch on and off, physical switch. If you turn that on and it all lit up, that would be better, because that way, at least if you did have it on mains power, you could put on a smart plug or something to turn it on and off.
Was there anything like that with the Spitfire, Mark? Because I know it was all powered from the base, wasn't it?
It was powered from the base, but you had a remote control with it. So
right.
Yeah.
So you had to still use the remote to sort of operate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of like they're still, like I said, they're still using batteries, but actually I think they're moving more to like the sort of reusable batteries, as we've seen with the Megazord.
Mm-hmm.
So they're sort of like, oh, okay, so it can be done to power stuff, because before it was always batteries, but now they're sort of giving us this USB powers as well.
I
done it on the Titanic as well, didn't they, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see an option where you can have it on USB batteries, no problem. But the other option that you can actually have a physical plug, so you can plug it in, not just
the Millennium Falcon had that. It's weird how they've done stuff over the years. So the Millennium Falcon, it could be powered by the mains or by batteries, and then you've got other ones where, like the Titanic, also could be powered by USB or by batteries. So they've given people loads of these options, but it just seems to be very sort of specific, if you know what I mean, not a general thing that they do for everything, which I think they should. I think they should go, hey, look, with the Skyline, maybe, look, we'll give you, USB charge, but also the ability to put batteries in if you want.
Yeah, and that thing has got more lights than Blackpool illuminations. It'll draw the batteries down. I've never run it on batteries, but I don't know how long it'd last on, because it's only three.
Yeah, it's the first. It's 3 AA's, but it's also the first car build I've had where the battery compartment's in the actual car and not underneath. Because normally they put it where you have to access it, but to access that one, you have to open up, obviously, a passenger to take the NOS off and then take the batteries out, where before they're normally somewhere underneath, easier access.
Yeah,
I
thought that was. I thought that was a reasonable idea, but then I was thinking, I don't want to be reaching in the car, pulling batteries out, and potentially breaking something as you're taking it out.
Yeah.
But, that was before we had the doors and everything, and I realised obviously how far they were open. It is relatively easy to access them.
Yeah, the doors don't latch. We found this out last week, so I was having a look at my one, and yeah, I don't know if do they catch it. That I don't on my one they don't catch.
No,
there's no catch on them. They just swing open all the time.
Yeah.
Which I could see being a bit annoying, but I understand why, because I think changing because obviously the switch as well is also in the passenger side as well, which is different.
I think
it all should be outside, but
yeah, I think if I was to run that on batteries still, one of the things I'd probably do is cut off all the little pegs for the NOS.
Yes.
Because I don't know about you, but when I was putting it together, it was very stiff to put the NOS tanks on. Yeah. And I could hold the chassis or the interior chassis by holding the NOS tank, and nothing would fall up. You could just hold it by the NOS tank, so that's too much grip, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's got its flaws, but then again, most Partworks do have their flaws. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Is there anything upcoming that you're looking forward to? Any Partworks you know of what's coming out that you're going, oh yeah, I'm getting that. Yeah.
I've already signed up for the Jaws Orca and the 89 Batmobile.
Lovely. Yeah, I'm getting the 89. I was humming and ahhing about it, and I thought, you know what, I've got the 66, I've got the Tumbler, the 89 goes in between, and I've got me free all through the gens there.
Yeah, I'm blaming Wayne for the 89 Batmobile, because I don't know if you saw, but a few weeks ago, I went and picked up the GK2 I got with the Partwork upgrades auction.
Yes.
So I picked that up from Wayne, but I actually stayed overnight there. And we had a quick Friday night live stream.
Right.
He happened to have the 89 Batmobile parts, so he's like, "Hey, have a look at this." Like, yeah, I like that.
I want to. It's going to be interesting to see how it's built, because obviously, if you've seen the movies, it at one point it jettisons it does the Bat missile, and the parts sort of jettison.
Yeah, so I wouldn't hold your breath on that because. I saw actually a video not that long ago. I think it was Adam Savage. Actually, he was looking at the models.
Yes,
these are 1/4 scale models.
Yes, the ones that use that sequence. Yeah.
So they had two different models, and what you saw first of all was the two front wings sort of lift up, and then it would cut away, and then go to another model, and then. So I don't think they're ever going to have this die-cast metal car being able to jettison those bits or even take it apart, because the front wheels need to sort of like move.
They line up. They sort of go like that, don't they? They pivot round.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anyone doing any engineering on that, and I don't think even Mike Lane would be able to do something like that with that car.
Yeah, it's one thing I actually come to think of, like modding cars and that. It's one thing I've not seen. I'm surprised by it, and that is the pursuit mode for kit. And I'm surprised that someone's not got the 1/8 scale and gone, I'm going to do the pursuit mode on that.
I really considered it, and that's why I've actually got a Knight Rider thing there, because I was potentially going to cut that one up and try and see it work out. On the original Super Mode car, it's actually got a different front end. So the scanner light isn't where it shows on that one. It's slightly further forward.
Right.
Because that front end splits like this, as well as going forwards.
Yeah.
So that scanner light is in a very slightly different position. You'd have to have a new front end almost.
Right.
Which,
okay.
Theoretically, it would be possible. But then you have the brake panels. And you've probably seen the Tommy one that they've just released.
They've just done one where you push a button and it actually converts into it automatically.
If you look at that. Yeah, if you look at that closely, it's been engineered to be the Super Pursuit Mode car, because the front end has got that slight difference.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I'm just obviously talking, and I was just like, actually, no one ever attempted to do the Super Pursuit Mode, because I think apart from the front end, the back end's the same. It just sort of pokes out slightly, and it has, I think, fins. Doesn't he? He has fins that come out the sides.
Yeah,
but
yeah, little fins come out the side, and the spoiler raises up a little bit further, and the boot effectively opens, and you got those little rockets that sort of sit on the back, sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that no one's gone, I might mod that or make the extras to click onto it, if you know what I mean, so you can take them on and off.
Yeah,
I'm just surprised that no one's gone, I'll do that. but yeah, it's just is there any like you're saying, you've got the 89 Batmobile. Is there anything else that sort of caught your eye? I'm definitely going to be doing the Jurassic Park Explorer.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do the Jeep. I'm going to do the Ford Explorer. I think that's what I'm going to do.
I've already got a little bit of an idea for that as well. What I want to do is, on probably the shelf, is have a car and a half length space for it, because I want to build a little bit of track and actually have it move forward.
Right, okay, like in the thingy, like in the show.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see what that comes with, because
it'd be interesting if it has an engine.
Huh?
It'd be interesting if it has an engine.
Yeah, exactly. Not only that, whether it has like a proper screen, because obviously it has two touch screens in it that tells them where they obviously are in the park. So it'd be interesting to say if they are actually workable, or just like the normal generic screens where it's just lit from the back. But you're right. It'd be interesting if they actually do an engine for it, because
it didn't have one.
It doesn't have one. It sort of follows. It doesn't. It's a weird concept because it doesn't have an engine. It doesn't have batteries or anything. It literally follows that track, which has all the power in it. So it doesn't have an engine or battery or anything in it. It's just all powered from that from the Scale Electric thing.
Yeah, it is like just a Scale Electric car.
Yeah,
very slow moving.
Yeah, because obviously when it comes off that, it loses everything.
Yeah.
So my understanding is that it doesn't have an engine or batteries or anything. I think he even says.
Actually, thinking about it, it might have a battery, because I think when the car gets flipped over off the track, the lights stay on.
The lights are still on. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
It has some independent power.
Clearly. Yes. Yeah, I would imagine it would have to have something for that purpose. You know, when it all cut out.
Yeah.
But even the car, even all the. See, that was a strange thing as well. Obviously, the lights were still on, but everything turned off in the car before that point. No. So,
well, that's probably a data connection.
Yeah,
we're theoretically we're judging based on a theoretical
on a movie.
Well, you did that wrong. Yeah. Well, we didn't really go back in time. We didn't really make the dinosaurs come to life. But you're judging us based on the car that didn't work quite right.
Yeah. Well, it's a bit like a DeLorean, I suppose.
Yeah.
There's a lot we're wrong. There's a lot with that as well. I mean, obviously, when they go back to the Future, I think Biff's car. I think that's a BMW. It's a red 1989 BMW.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. But yeah, so are you up for getting the Jurassic Park one?
Yeah. That's another one I've got my eyes on. So,
is there anything where that you've gone? You know, I think I've asked this before. Is there anything where you've gone? Oh, I'd love them to build that. Like, I mean, most of us here would probably be like, oh, we need the Hogwarts Express.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everyone always says the A-Team van. I love the A-Team.
It comes up quite a lot.
Yeah. The other one I'd like is it a Corvette that Base drives around in? The white Corvette I'm sure it's a Corvette.
In what's that?
In A-Team.
Oh, right, okay.
They might Base in a white Corvette.
Yeah, Mark's gonna have a look.
I'm sure it's a Corvette.
Yeah. So I don't know who owns the license for all of that. It's a bit, since all these companies have merged and taken over, it's all sort of a bit.
It was a Corvette.
It was a Corvette.
Yeah.
Thought so.
I'm wondering if what did Magnum PI drive around in?
Wasn't that a Mustang?
Was that a Mustang as well, was it? Oh, was it an older? No, it wasn't. It was a sort of a newer Mustang, wasn't it? Firebird.
I never
or
watched
something.
it. But something tells me that it's a Mustang.
Right. Yeah. Is there one of the other things me and Mark's also discussed as well is there's no sort of passenger plane build, which is surprising. You know, even if they did like a Cessna or something like that, but they've done nothing. The only it was the one that Dave Say was building, weren't it, Mark?
The Douglas.
With the Douglas, yeah. I think we were looking at like passenger planes, and I think that was the only one we could come up with that they built.
I wonder if it's because there's so many like plastic kits available in various scales.
Yeah,
I think everyone's to paint them, I guess.
I think mainly it comes down to two things. I think mainly they would have to get a license from whatever they go, say Boeing, for instance, or Bombardier, or whatever, and then they would have to get a license for the levy. And then I think they've had this problem before. They had it with the Stobart and the Routemaster as well. It's a bit like it's a sort of a marketable thing. So if they did British Airways,
yeah, and the thing
it would sell in the UK, but it would struggle, I think, elsewhere.
Yeah, and the one that comes to mind that I would do is Concorde. It's
an
iconic aircraft. Known all over the world. So theoretically, obviously, we would want to say British Airways Concorde.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could potentially do it in different liveries. Just have I think most of them were white with different tail markings. So
that's right. Yeah, it was Air France and British Airways. They went into partnership to develop it and stuff. But you're right. I think they had to be white anyway. It was something to do with the light and everything else. Yeah. And I think the tail was the only difference, obviously, between British Airways and that. But with something like that, you would have to get licensing from both the airplane companies and, you know, there as well. So it's potentially they could do it. But yeah, it's just something that we were discussing. Like, you don't see many of that sort of stuff.
It was.
No, I think you'd have to have an iconic to make it worthwhile doing.
It was white to reflect heat and prevent overheating.
There you go. Well done, Mark. Technical man there. I knew it had to be white for a reason. There was a reason why. I think that's another reason why there's a lot of white aircraft. It's, you know, when you go like looking at aircraft, there's not many that are different colour than white. They all seem to have this like generic white on them. And like saying, I think it's to reduce drag and all that sort of stuff. It's quite technical.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of Partworks, there's nothing like that. Like they've done other things. Something that me and Mark were talking about as well was years ago. Obviously, Hachette they released the trains because obviously you built the Mallard.
Yeah.
But they also did a railway.
Model railway.
Build your own railway.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah. No other company's gone. Oh, we'll do that again. Which is surprising. So
I think I don't think you actually got an engine with that. I think you bought the railway. They used some railway in stock, but yeah, no engines.
That's right. Yeah, you've got everything, even carriages, but you didn't get a train.
Yeah, that would make me a little bit grumpy. Yeah, it's just like my first railway sort of thing. You can build it all up, but when you finish, you can't run anything on it.
Play on it. Yeah. Maybe that's why they didn't do it again. I don't know, but they've done lots of Partworks in the past where they've kind of gone. I know you done the. You said you done the NOS Hachette RC NOS car.
Mm-hmm.
It was recently tested in France again, so this could be coming back. But that was I think it was like
the monster truck. You mentioned it a few weeks ago, actually. Yeah.
The monster truck, yeah, it's being tested in France again, but I didn't realise. But it was a build that came out a while ago, 2010, I think it was around that sort of time, 2011.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that one originally. So the one that I did was called Nitro Racer, and that would have been when would that have been? That would have probably been 2005, something like that. I reckon I did that one.
they don't do many remote control ones, but when they do, they seem to work really well. Like your one, they also did the Hummer as well. The Agostini did the Hummer.
Yeah, well, that was the Agostini as well, the Nitro Racer.
Yeah,
they did that. They did a battery powered super impressor as well.
Yeah, like I said, they've never done, like, we're talking modern now, but they've never done like a modern version of it.
No.
All these old Partworks, they've never really redone those sort of things. Like, we don't get RC stuff really anymore, which is surprising as well. I don't know whether there's things with that because
no, because there's still joy for it or need for it, because that was a kit, and that was buy the whole kit in one go.
Yeah,
but if you did something like that, artwork, it worked very well because what they are, they're hobby grade. So if you break something, it's not like, oh, that's bespoke to this company. This company is the only one that made it. No, you could actually just go buy bits. And I bought, the super impressor that I've got behind the train there. I broke so many parts. I bought other. It's a Kyosho Alpha 3, I think it is, chassis. I kept buying spare parts. I bought so many spare parts. I ended up building 3 of them out of the spares. Yeah,
I had an RC car many years ago when I was a kid, and I remember getting it and building it, and it was great fun. I can't remember what make of the car was, but I do remember when I first opened it, it had like a plastic shell, and you had to cut. Obviously, because you have to cut all around it first and cut all the wheel bits out and spray it from the inside.
Yep.
And then stick all the transfers on the outside, sort of thing. But I remember that. And it sort of goes down. You click it down with the old clamps and that. But that was many years ago. I'm talking 98, 97.
That's still how they come.
Yeah,
that one was a clear body that I sprayed. You probably can't see it, but I've got Marty's truck there, which is actually another body for that one. Again, that was clear. After I sprayed it black. I haven't actually finished it yet. It's still a shelf queen at the minute.
Mark, any comments coming in?
No, just mainly like D says, most white paint reflects UV, paint lasts longer. Just looking through them now. People saying hi.
Yeah. And the usual.
Dale Max says, gonna have to be a sturdy table, be some weight when it's done. That's on your diorama.
Yeah.
Yep. It's gonna be the walls are 6mm MDF.
Right.
Dale Max also says that's not a base, it's a dustbin lid, LOL. Got Ian on about his Partwork upgrades, the ultimate power kit as well in there.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. I did mention that actually on today's video that I did. So I've just done a USB power plug basically that will power all of these models.
Oh, brilliant.
And obviously it can feed power into the battery eliminator, the Ian's as well. So.
And D saying, just seen the time, talking planes, and it's 7:47. And Dale Max says he got 90% of the railway kit. Some I built, and some I still have in the packs. So that's
I don't know how many issues it was, but I remember it coming out, and obviously at the time I wasn't collecting that sort of stuff. But I do remember it came with all the ballast, all the grass, trees, buildings, carriages. It just didn't come with the power supply or a loco to power it, but I think it gave you the option to buy them. But because it was 00, I think they were sort of like, well, you can just go to Hornby and buy one then, because that was what would run on it. But yeah, I'm surprised no one's ever come along and gone, oh, we'll try that one again. They've got the molds for it. This is another thing as well, because obviously we know that most Partworks, the most money is spent on the tooling. So if you've got something already tooled, you're already there. You don't have to spend money on it because it's already. It's why a lot of these companies re-release a lot of their part works because obviously they've spent the money on making the tooling to make them. So it's it costs less than half price to re-release it the first time around because you've already made the tooling for it. But yeah, I just don't know. Like me and Mark said, like they done the Mallard and the Flying Scotsman.
Yeah, and
they've never re-released them. They've never re-released them, and you've had some big anniversaries come up as well. You've had obviously the Flying Scotsman anniversary. Was it 100 years?
Yeah.
And then you've also got 200 years of railway at the moment. And I'm like, man, they're missing out on marketing here because this is perfect.
Yeah. It wasn't that long ago. I say not that long ago. It's probably about 2008, 2009, something like that. That it was Mallard's 75th anniversary of the speed record.
Yeah.
Because they had every A4 at the National Rail Museum in York.
Yeah. So I just think, they're missing out on a group of enthusiast builders as well. Because I definitely build a train. No brainer that is.
Yeah, I don't think they'd do a part work like they did with the Scotsman or the Mallard in that way again. They'd probably do a more bolt together.
Yes,
that was a proper kit, where you had the
when they tested the Hogwarts Express, there was a lot more to it. So I don't know if you've seen any of that sort of stuff, Mark. No. So it came with a smoke generator. It came with a carriage as well, which also opened up, and you can see a scene from the film in it. It was also on rolling rails, so the wheels actually went. Obviously it was on the rolling rails that went as well, and it was built the same way. So people who got the test of it. You could see that it was going to be all die cast and all screwed together, just like modern Partworks. But yeah, it was a shame that it didn't go ahead because I think it had so much potential. Considering it was the loco and the carriage as well. It was one of those builds where I think it could have easily gone to 180 issues.
Yeah,
easily. I think when it was tested, it was like 140 issues it was going to be. But yeah, it came with a carriage and it all lit up as well. It had a smoke generator for the smoke. It was on rolling rails. And it had like a scene from Harry Potter in the back, where I think it's what's the one in the cloak that opens the door, everything freezes? It a Death Eater?
Dementors.
That's it. Well done, Mark. Yeah, Dementor. That scene where he opens up the carriage thing and it all frosts inside. That was the scene that was in the carriage of it.
Right.
So it gave you the whole carriage as well. So I was like, oh wow, this is like. I think it was over 2 meters long. It was big. It was longer than it was much longer than the U-96 and the Titanic was in terms of length. It was huge. But yeah, they just sort of dropped the ball on trains. It's just like I don't know if you would. I know you've done the Mallard and the Scotsman and that. Would that be something you would do if it came up?
Potentially, yeah. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan. The wife is.
Yeah.
I think I've only seen 3 Harry Potters, and I've never read the books.
Right. Okay.
I like the engine. I like Hogwarts Express. So. I want the Lego Hogwarts Express actually.
The new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll go quite well with the Orient Express that's up there.
Yeah, would you? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to leave it there. Thank you, Will, for dropping by and talking to us tonight.
No
remember, anyone who wants to come on and discuss and have a chat, let me or Mark know, and you can come along. And that's it, really. So thank you so much, Will. Thank you for taking the time to come and talk to us tonight.
Okay.
And thank you, Mark, as well, for all the technical stuff in the back there, as always. And all that's left for me to say, guys, is thank you so much for listening. And then thank you to everybody else. And we'll obviously see you next time. Same time, same place. Until then, we'll see you later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.